Morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope all of you had a great, what's Monday, Tuesday, right? So let me see here. Boom. Okay. Let me get this up real quick just so I can start talking. Dun-dun. Okay. Thumbs up. Can you see that slide? Success zone? Okay, perfect. All right. So 7 a.m., right? Pacific time. Up early, as we are every morning. Actually, with the company I'm with right now, we got to be on East Coast time, so we're up early. So as you all know, Success Zone, guys, is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just want to keep repeating this. And this is for the sole purpose of just continuing your journey, no matter what it is you've chosen to do in your life. That could even be, you woke up today and you said, I need motivation. I'm going to start an exercise program or a diet, right? Or a brand new endeavor or opportunity as an entrepreneur. It doesn't make any difference because at the end of the day, it's still just a mindset. I was having a conversation with my mom. She came over for like the last 6 days into our new house in Vegas. And we were just talking about, one of the grandkids about, some people just are born with desire, and other people, you have to develop the desire. But in order to develop desire, right, you have to have enough desire that you want to develop, correct? You got to have some type of inner energy. You got to have some type of motivation, right, that makes you create the desire. I think we all have it. I really do. I just think you have to tap into it. Some have to dig deeper than others. And that's why we always talk about, right, you got to have your why down, right? You got to have your motivation. And if you don't have the motivation, it's really difficult to achieve anything in life. Not just multi-level marketing, anything you ever put your mind to. You got to find that inner desire. You got to get rid of the laziness. And that's why we always talk about the why, right? Why are you doing this? It's got to be big. Got to understand most people. Most people don't move unless they're forced to. Most people don't move unless they're forced to. Okay, think about it. When do most people start exercising? After something catastrophic happens. When do most people look for an opportunity for more money? When something happens to their original situation, right? That's just human nature. Very few people are self-motivated. And that's why, when I talk about you don't need a lot of people, you know what I always have done in my career? I've always made things more difficult for people. And the ones that take the steps towards the more difficult are the ones I really know are there to help me build it. In other words, 7 a.m., right? Success zone. And I would tell my leaders, be on it. Sometimes I would do it at midnight. And I go, okay, let's see what I really got. Hey, I'm having a private meeting at midnight. What do you mean midnight? Well, then right? If I have in my mind 100 people that are building in my organization, but if I say come at midnight, right, to a special training and only 10 people get involved, in my mind, I have 10 people with desire. Same thing that happens if I have a company event, right? I just see who comes. I used to look at who comes to the weekly meetings consistently. Who's on the training calls? Who's on the webinars? That's who you really, really know who you have building with you. And that's the key. So it doesn't matter to me the numbers. People get all caught up in the numbers. Okay, I know what I could do with one person with desire. I know what one person can mean. And so when you look out, everybody out there that's listening to me today, if you're involved in our industry, which you all are, you've just chosen maybe a different company. But I will tell you, the allure to our industry is residual income. I say it all the time. Can you afford not to have it? This is what probably got a lot of you excited. Maybe initially it was the immediate income because you have an immediate need, but long term, aren't you guys motivated for residual income? Right? Being able to, be out on your porch overlooking the ocean, right? Having money just coming in every week or every month. Well, you have to understand that's a journey. But let me share with you why I believe we have something special here. Remember, our industry is not perfect, it's just better. And let me tell you why. Most people have been taught to put money away for a rainy day, right? Most people understand residual income really one way, and that's earning off your money or your investments. Right? Well, you normally have to have a lot of money to earn off your money. Well, that eliminates most people, correct? They just don't have the money to earn off their money. I wish it was that easy. And most people don't have enough money to invest in something where they're going to get a big enough return. So what's the allure to our industry? Well, we don't do it with money. We do it with people. People times product purchased from your company equals income. Insert the network marketing compensation plan, which says I could build a team through multiple levels of people, right? And through multiple levels of people that are purchasing the products that company is offering, I can make my percentage. Well, that's a percentage of what? People's purchases. Okay? So let's just show you why this is better. Look what you would have to have in the bank to make $100 in a monthly residual income off your money. $100, if you were earning at a 5% interest, that's $24,000 you'd have to have in the bank. Think about that. Now look at your company's compensation plan. You want to make $100. Let's say you were making 10%. How many people do you need buying the product on a monthly basis to make $100? And then ask yourself this question: what's easier? Is it easier to put together a plan to save $24,000, save? Or would it be easier to get X amount of people using your company's products? Think about it. Just look at the numbers here. Let's go to a number that gets everybody somewhat excited. $5,000 a month in residual income. How many people in the United States of America do you believe have a $5,000 a month residual income? Very few. And if you're going to do it with your money, you would have to put together a plan, not to earn, but to save $1.2 million. Save in the bank $1.2 million. Okay, what would it take for you to earn $5,000 in residual income from the company that you represent? Just think about that, guys. Just think. Now, here's a challenge for all of you. If you don't know these numbers, how could you expect to ever earn it? If you don't know what it takes in your company's compensation plan to earn $5,000 a month, then you start shaking your head and go, why am I not earning it? You don't know what has to be done. Isn't that step one? If you knew you had to have 100 people buying your product on a monthly auto ship, just use that terminology. And if it took you a year to get to $5,000 in residual income, do you know how many people work 40 years? 40 years not to have residual income of $5,000. My dad worked in a machine shop for 40 years. He's got $1,600 a month in Social Security. He had no retirement. 40 years. And over here, you got some people on this call thinking, this isn't working. I've been doing this a year, and I really only have $300 or $400 coming in. Okay. Well, compared that to traditional, it's not that bad. It really isn't. It's unrealistic expectations that's ruining you. You believe you're just going to get involved and it's just going to happen. First of all, you got to know how it's going to happen. But isn't this slide eye-opening? The traditional way of earning a residual income? Isn't that kind of eye-opening that I need $1.2 million in the bank to draw $5,000? And for some of you, you'd roll your eyes at that. You need $10,000. Well, you need $2.4 million in the bank. Once again, not earned $2.4 million over the course of your life, save $2.4 million. Okay, now transfer that into our industry. Let me ask everybody here a question. Knowing what you know about the industry, or maybe some of the top earners in your company, is $10,000 a month a lot of money in our industry, guys? It's not, is it? We hear that all the time. But see, those people had a plan. That's what I want you to understand. They had a plan. They knew what they had to do. And then they put together the effort in order to do it. And guess what they all had in common? They put together a plan of not 1 year. It was a 5-year plan of doing it till they do it. But it then stepped back now. Now you got to reverse engineer it. Do you have the desire to go out there and put together the plan? Right? Do you have the work ethic? This is the stuff that we talk about, don't we, on Success Zone? The work ethic, the scheduling, right? Putting together a realistic plan that you can follow, and taking the steps and the consistent commitment of it. The consistent commitment. Not I'm committed today to go to the gym, and tomorrow because I'm so sore, I don't go to the gym. Or today I'm going to commit to doing my phone calls or sending out my text messages or touching the amount of people I have to touch, but tomorrow I don't feel like it. You see where the desire has to come in? The desire is there whether you want to do it or not. Desire is screaming at you. I don't want to be in that situation when I'm 60 years old. I got to have the desire today. And then the positive attitude. Once again, same conversation I was having with my mom and Lisa last night. Listen, you can't make somebody do it. They got to want to positively do it. They got to have the right attitude. In fact, you've heard this 1,000 times. Doesn't attitude equal altitude? How many times you've heard that? Well, I want to do it, but his attitude sucks. You're not going to get anywhere. I'm just going through the motions. You know, you guys know this about me. I go to the gym every day, and I watch people. Okay, and if you've ever been to a gym, you could watch people that are passionate about their workouts. They want to do it. Their energy's in it. Then you got some people just going through the motions. And they walk to the next machine. Okay, you know what they do? They sit there on their phone. And they're sitting there taking up the machine. That upsets me. I go, can I use this machine? In other words, you have no desire. Your attitude stinks. You're pretending you're working out. But I am working out. Move out of my way. Move out of my way. What are you doing? They're on the machine playing a game. They're not positive. See, some of you go through the motions of network marketing. Right? And you're telling yourself, I'm doing it. No, that's like the person walking in the gym going, I'm here. I checked in. So what does that mean? You got to have the right attitude, guys. You got to be enthusiastic. There's got to be urgency. This is all being driven by desire. You got to understand sorting. You got to understand, you know what I mean by sorting? Not spending your time with the damn wrong people. Right? You've been talking to the same people over and over again. They're the same people on your list. Get really good at crossing off your list. I love that part. That's actually been my favorite part. When I could go cross them off. Next. Replace that name. Some of you have that same name, and you're thinking, well, at someday he's going to do it. Or this, if I give him more information, okay, and keep feeding him information, eventually he'll do it. Well, you could run your business that way and just go insane. Or you could just cross them out and say, you know what, I got to replace him. That's what sorting is. Hot, warm, cold. Talk to somebody, negative, cold, out. They don't, let me put it this way, they don't deserve to be on your list. You see, that's the problem with some of you. Everybody you think deserves to be on your list. They deserve to be in your business. No, they don't. Remember my training on interviewing? I'm interviewing you to see if you even qualify to be on my list. If I'm going to pursue you. Are you kidding me? But see, in the beginning, you don't understand this because you just think everybody will be good. I don't mind that attitude, providing it doesn't lull you to sleep. Okay, I'm telling you, day one, hot, warm, cold, and just move. What's a warm person? A warm person is someone that shows an interest. You start to recognize some of the attributes that you're looking for within the person, but you just have some more questions. Great. Give them this questions answered, but always answer the question with this. If I give you this answer, is that going to move you forward in making your decision to join us? Otherwise, why am I answering these questions? I always ask that question. If I get you this answer, okay, is it going to help you make your decision? I'm here. I'm busy. I got to go. See, it's urgency, and you got to do it in such a way, right? And this is just practice. So I will give my warm people the answers to some of their questions, but I'm not just going to keep feeding them. I had a call last night. I said, listen, we're sitting here and I'm answering all these questions. Okay, are you going to get involved with us? Because every time I answered a question, you know what the person said? That's good. Okay, perfect. And I kept saying, okay, I got 3 perfects. In other words, you got 3 of your questions answered. Are we moving forward? He goes, yes, we're moving forward. I said to the person who got me on the 3-way call, so-and-so, send them your link and let's get him started. Because if you want to take the next step, you got to be involved. See, at some point, you got to give people direction. Otherwise, what? They'll just lead you around like a puppy dog. And you got a choke chain on your, no, hang on a second. I'm here to help, but I want to help you earn money. So those are my warm people. Who's hot? People I tell them what to do and they do it. See, you'll never come across these types of people unless you take on the responsibility of telling people what you're looking for. That's sorting. Right? Being resourceful. Here's what that means. Figure it out. Figure it out. One of my favorite sayings. I don't understand the comp plan. Figure it out. I don't understand the product. Figure it out. See, at some point we go, you know what? I got to put my big boy pants on. And I know without a doubt, every time I talk to a person, I got to solve a problem. Well, let me tell you the biggest problem you're going to solve. And if you solve this one, it's over. Residual incomes is going to flow in. You know what the first problem you got to solve is the problem of yourself. checking yourself on your desire, your work ethic, your commitment, your positive attitude, your enthusiasm and urgency. If you fix that, talking to these other people are easy. That's the easy part. So those are the characteristics I got to have. And then I just have to stay even. Have you guys had days like this? You get excited, you got started and you're excited. Then you go talk to a couple of people and you go, man, this is hard. Then finally someone gives you a little breath of air and they showed somewhat of an interest. You go, oh my God, it's working. Then you talk to somebody up and you go, man, I messed that one up. In other words, you go to bed, sometimes you're thinking you're going to be stinking rich, and you wake up next days wondering, what the hell am I doing? That's the life of an entrepreneur. Some people can't understand, okay, how we've been in this industry for 25 years. I mean, my mom's one of them. Okay, they don't understand it. But see, once you get this, you just stay even. You're not an emotional roller coaster. Why? Because you're sold on your journey. See, most people are not sold on their journey. That's the problem. They're just not sold on it. They're hoping it works. You got to take the hope out of it. Otherwise, it's like one day it's the greatest thing in the world, the next day you want to get a job. Or one day this company's the best, the next day this company doesn't work, I got to look for another company. You know what you're avoiding when you do that? When you start making all the excuses, you're avoiding this. This is really what you're avoiding. You're avoiding working on the number one thing that needs to be worked on. And it's not your company's compensation plan. I promise you that. It's not your company's product line. It's not your company's system. It's working on your system. And that's the number one thing we always want to avoid. See, when you're honest with yourself, you can get better. And there's 4 stages of competence. Okay? Let me share with you what they are. Okay? There's unconscious competence. Let me tell you what that is. You don't know that you don't know how to do something. You don't know what you don't know, right? And you're involved and you got this unconscious incompetence. See, that's the key word. Unconscious incompetence. So what do? You commit to the journey. And then you got conscious incompetence. You're aware that you don't know. And it bothers you. It should. This is when you know you're growing. You know that you don't know how to do something and it bothers you. And that should create enough desire to go out there and fix it. And the only way to fix it is to keep talking to people. It's the only way you fix it. Then you go to and start to grow to conscious competence. See? Incompetence. Competence. You know that you know how to do something and it takes effort. In other words, you finally realize nothing's for free. I know what I was sold on. It was the unconscious incompetence. I was sold on that if I could just get 2 people. And that's how I made my decision. But then once I understand the business, because I'm conscious competence now, I understand that this takes effort. I may get lucky and find 2 good people, but I know without a doubt, my awareness tells me I'm going to probably have to go through 1,000 people to find 2 good ones. See, that's conscious competence. And you know what? That doesn't stray you away. You just go, oh, okay. It's just, I just got to run my numbers. And then you get to unconscious competence. This is when you know that you know. You know how to do something, and it is second nature. You rock at it. You know that you know. And other people know that you know. I am such in a state of unconscious competence. That's not being arrogant. It's a fact. No one can tell me I don't know what I know. You can't tell me that. But see, other people can tell you that. Other people can say, Larry, you don't really know that you think you know. Oh, and Larry goes, what? Really? Because they're winning the battle. Every day, every conversation, someone's trying to steal your dream. Am I not right? So no one could win. See, that's the only difference between me and you. No one could win that battle with me. It's an impossibility to win that battle with me. They could send their texts. They could send me emails. They could send me articles. It doesn't matter. I know that I know. You know how I know that I know? From my results. If you don't have any results, of course you're always second guessing it. And that's why you run your business like the wind. And whatever somebody tells you something, you jump on it. Why? Because you don't know that you know. Is this like a riddle? This is like Batman, isn't it? Well, it's true. Riddle me this, Batman. Well, I'm giving you a riddle. You got to know that you know. And when you know that you know, no one else can tell you differently because you've done something and here's what you did. You did it long enough and you got the result. And you go, okay, if I do that again, I'll get another result. Now that I got the result, I'll teach that result to my team. And guess what happens when you teach that result to your team? This happens when you teach your result to your team. It's called residual income. Residual income comes from results that the leader has put forth. Period. Residual income comes when you follow your company system. Period. And that's how you get to a point of what? Conscious, unconscious competence. So, another thing, okay? Time versus money. See, this is the realistic expectations you got to embrace. Year one, in multi-level, you guys have seen me do the training, right? A penny a day, okay? We all seen that one. Well, this is basically the same thing. Year one, maximum effort, right? Little results. Year two, less effort, more people, better results. See how the time gets less and less and the results get more and more? Wouldn't you like to be year five where you're really not putting much into it, right? But the money keeps coming in? How many people do you really believe? Let's talk honest with each other. Get to year five. Very, very, very few. I'm talking about a commitment of doing it for 5 years, not hanging out for 5 years. We could all do that. I can have the gym membership in my wallet for 5 years and pay the membership fees. Doesn't mean I'm in shape. Well, some of you run your multi-level marketing business like a gym membership. You have the membership. Look at, I'm part of this team. You'll even talk about the rank you hit once. I love that. I'm a diamond. How many times are you a diamond? See, it's not being mean. It's the mirror. I'm talking about being in and doing it for 5 years. What do you think the percentages are? Well, you know what? You're in complete control of that percentage. I love these people. Well, 98% of the people that join a network marketing company fail. You know what might come back to that is? Are you 98%? Then what would it matter? See, to me, if I hear that, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to be part of the 2%. But some people, I would never do that. Listen, 98% of the people fail in life. Forget network marketing. If the barometer was money, 75% of the people in the United States of America have to rely on family, friends, church, or the government just to survive. That's a fact. 75%. 23% have to go back and work in their retirement. Okay, let's do some math. What's 75 plus 23? 98. Which means 98% of the people, if the barometer was retirement and have a quality of life, failed. 2% are okay. 1% can maintain their standard of living, and 1% is wealthy. You know what the wealthy all had in common? You guys ready? That's what the wealthy all had in common. They had residual income. They did something for a long period of time and built a performa of residual income. That's what they had. They understood that they have to have consistent effort. Now, here's why I'm stressing this. The only reason to have more money and put less time against it, see, you got to replace these open areas with people. As your organization grows, of a lot of people just doing a little, isn't that the allure of multi-level? I got 1,000 people doing this an hour a day. Think about that concept. If you got 1,000 people just working their business an hour a day, you can't work 1,000 hours in a day, can you? Okay? What if you had 100 people just doing an hour a day? That's 100 hours a day working for you. But see, that takes time in order to build it the right way. Here's the thing, guys. You've chosen the right industry. Don't ever question the comp or the product. Okay? What you've chosen is a definite way that can change people's lives. But you got to define your immediate goals. It's a big part of this. You've seen this, I'm sure some of you. SMART. Be specific. Remember I said this before? I've trained on this 1,000 times. Specifically, what do you need to earn this month? What's your number? Don't say $1 million if you've never earned $1. What would make this worth it? Be specific. I've already given you some hints. Pick a bill that has to be paid with your company. One bill. Start there. Be specific. Okay. It's summer. I live in Arizona. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. My electric bill, because my air conditioning is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, okay, is $600 a month. Okay, that's what has to be paid with your network marketing business. Now measure it. Okay, how do I measure it? Okay, you're going to do it on a monthly basis, right? What's 600 divided by 4? $150 a week. You must earn $150 a week. Now reverse engineer it one more time. How much business do you have to do in your company's compensation plan to make $150? Jeff, I don't know. Figure it out. Figure it out. If you don't know how to earn $150, how the hell are you going to earn $150? Just take your comp plan. Are you going to do it off your efforts? That's what I would recommend, by the way. Then what do you have to do off your efforts? If you sponsor one person in your company on the basic package, whatever it is, what do you make? Well, I make $200, Jeff. Well, then I have to bring in one person. Now, do you believe that's attainable? How many people do you have to talk to get one person? If you have a group, how much business does your group have to do, right, along with your efforts to attain $150 a week? You got to know these numbers, guys. See, some of you haven't even done that layer yet. And then when you believe it's attainable, it's half the battle. See, some of you stop working because you're trying to make $10,000 this month. And you know in your brain it's not attainable, but it sounds good. It sounds good when you're giving your upline the numbers. I'm going to do 10,000. But if you don't believe it, you can never achieve it. I promise you. It's got to be something you believe. And it's got to be relevant. If your specific goals isn't relevant, you're not going to have the desire. And then you got to have it time-based. Well, that's why I said weekly goals. Well, once you set your weekly, okay, first you set monthly. I won't even go yearly yet. First you set monthly. And like I said, this is what did it for us. It was Lisa needed to make $1,000 a month. That was her initial goal because that was going to cover our grocery bills. Between eating out, this is 25 years ago, and 4 people in the family, $1,000 a month, $250 a week. $250 a week. She goes, Jeff, remember, she was a stay-at-home mom. I'm not going to ask you for the grocery money. I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to make $250 a week in my new business. Day one, she said that to me. And I didn't say, well, that's not a lot now. I said, oh my gosh, that would be awesome. She made $1,500 her first month. $5,000 after 6 months. $10,000 after 1 year. $26,000 in our 24th month. Why? Because she set an initial goal to make $1,000. Some of you are setting goals of $500,000, and you have yet to talk to somebody yet. You guys got it? Time. You have to have a time frame. It's got to be measurable. It's got to be specific. I'm telling you how to take your steps. Watch what happens when you cover that electric bill. Belief. Conscious competence happens. Because you go, oh my gosh, I could teach my team now how to cover the electric bill. Can you imagine being able to teach everybody on your team how to make $600 a month? Do you know how stinking rich you would be if you could teach that? Do you know how stinking rich you'd be if you taught everybody to make $100 a month? Just do the math. 10 people making 100, you're probably making 1,000. Just keep teaching conscious competence because you were specific, you measured, you have attainable goals. It's relevant and it's time-based. That's how you do it. Now, when that happens, now you got to reverse engineer. Because if I have to make $600, if I have to make 600 or 1,000, whatever your number is, it's bottom line, it's invitation, right, to your information, company information. It's the presentation that normally is not being done by you. I trained on this yesterday or on Monday. You should get to the point where you're sitting down with your own people and you're doing the presenting. But I promise you, I don't know what companies you're all with, but I promise you they have a recorded something to get them information quickly. Confirmation, validation, duplication. The approach, right? You got to have your approaches. All the different ways, right? Phone calls, text messages, third-party tools, live webinars, three-way experts, and trainings. This is the work that helps you cover the electric bill. You got to have a lot of this going on in your organization. So that's why I go back to it has to be something that you desire. This is the stuff that everybody wants to avoid because this is the work. It's a fact. It's just the truth. I keep inviting. No one wants to get on. Everybody's too busy. right? Everybody that sees the presentation doesn't do it. Okay, well, you got to figure it out, because that's the only way to get traction. And then just staying connected, guys. Your team calls, right? This is a team call. I'm just doing it for a lot of you. Okay, I'm sure your company has its team calls, your upline. You have calendars of events. I promise you, I'm sure you have weekly webinars. Maybe a Facebook page, your back office. Every day, being connected to this. It's got to become who you are. This is how you become a professional. Can you imagine just doing something every now and again? How good would you ever get? You wouldn't be. You got to be committed. Got to be committed. And this is what's driving it, guys. You got to tap into this. I know. A lot of rolling in the eyes. I get it. But if it wasn't important, every leader would not talk about it. What's going to drive you to do the work? What's going to drive you to being excited every single day? What drives you? You got to find that inner drive. We're looking for my mom. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and I said, Mom, you're not driven. It's the same routine every day. Same thing. Gets up, has her cup of coffee, right? Goes outside, has her cigarette, comes back in, and she watches one show after another. What? Right? One show after another. And at a certain time, she has her lunch. I go, Mom, we got to break this. She goes, I'm miserable. Okay, we got to find a why. Right? You're 76. Okay, it's not over. Let's remotivate. See, this is what I have to do with, whether it's my mom, whether it's a new distributor. I got to find out. But let me just say, and I'm not being mean, but if she's given up, nothing I could do. I could just identify for her the problem. But there's got to be effort there. There's got to be effort. You got to have the effort. If something's not driving you, there's no magic, guys. There isn't. I wish there was. But people, it starts, and then you just hear people complain, and you hear them complain. And you go, okay, do you want to do something about this? I'm doing the same thing with my mom as I do a distributor. And all the things that are wrong. I go, okay, these are things that we could fix. Do you want to fix them? And I start laying out things that are change, okay, that she doesn't want to hear. So I said, Mom, no desire. That's okay. Keep doing what you're doing, but don't expect different results. Now, I'm saying it in a different way, but it's a tough conversation. I go, it takes effort. And if you don't have a desire to do it, nothing's going to change. Is that not the same thing for a lot of you? Okay. It's the same thing. Same circus, different clowns, guys. So that's that. These are things. I'm going to go back. We'll close with this again. That's why I started with this slide. See, most people just want to end with this slide. I'm in, and I got it. I made my decision, and I got $5,000 and $10,000 a month just rolling in. No. This takes time. Like I said, there's people, most people work 40 years full time every day in something most don't even like to do. And they can't even smell $5,000 a month in residual income. Most people. And some of you have been involved 30, 60, 90 days, maybe a year, whatever it is, or not a consistent effort for a year. And you're wondering why I don't have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month coming in. Okay? Well, now you know. Simple. Make that decision today to be your first day. 5 years goes like that. Now, I'm not suggesting it's going to take 5 years. I'm just saying that's my mentality. That's my mentality. Look at any person who's ever mastered anything. You think it takes less than 5 years? I'm talking about mastering something. Are you kidding? How many times have you heard it? I've worked my whole life to get to this point. My whole life has been a dream of mine. Here, this is some testimonials of successful people. And that's why I keep going. It's unrealistic expectations. That's what's blowing you up. And some of you are holding on to that because it's an excuse not to go to work. So, appreciate you guys. See you on Friday. And have a great day. Make today your someday. Talk to you soon.